tour.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about these real
I
quick?
sure do.
Sure.
So this second one, I didn't know at the time, but this one was also at the British Museum. And this is the flood tablet from the Epic of Gilgamesh. This is like the 11th tablet, and it talks about the Great Flood. So you might wonder, why would that be significant? Well, this particular version was made around 650 BC, and it was discovered in Sumeria near Nineveh, and then so they dug it out of the ground, right? So 650 BC, we don't even have really any written records of the Bible that date back that far. We assume the Bible was written far before that, but paper does not survive. And yet here was this thing recording the same story that's found in the book of Genesis, and many of the details are very similar to it. Now, that's not the only thing. I mean, like this one, the Epic of Gilgamesh, was old, but it borrowed that flood story from an even older Sumerian flood story that goes back to 2000 BC. That's like 4,000 years ago. And that's amazing because, well, if they were telling the flood story back then, well, that shows that the Bible didn't just make up the flood story. Some skeptics would say that, they just made it up, 300 or 400 years before Christ. And this is ridiculous because the story itself had been around for so many years. And another idea was that the Bible just copied that story,
right? Yeah.
From from Sumer and their myths. But that actually doesn't make a lot of sense either because, well, it makes sense, but not in the way we think. Because when Abraham migrated over from to Israel, where did he come from? Well, he came from Ur, and Ur is a city in Sumer. So, yeah, that sounds a lot like he knew the story. The story was very common in Sumer, where he came from. And he's not copying anything. Everybody knew the story. Yeah, so that's a really interesting thing. So this like digging in the ground, finding something out of nowhere, it seems, and it just corroborates the Bible in such an amazing way.